Over the course of the following few minutes, this video explains why organizations must return to a traditional product line structure as part of their organizational agility transformation. To do so, we shall cover the following topics: organizational value chain, customer engagement, leadership shifts, discipline structures, organizational growth, emerging mini-entities, projects and product line comparison, the 12 principles adoption challenges, an example of a customer-centric team structure. The success of any organization, especially a startup, is greatly influenced on identifying and coordinating the full range of activities needed to create a product, service or offering. And to ensure operational efficiency and the creation of a competitive advantage requires it to carefully choose which activities it retains in-house and those it will rely on an external partner to provide. Growth starts with the investment in a single offering, which brings all the activities across the value chain together to create a shared purpose and a common profit model. Each activity within the value chain will consist of a number of resources that make a specific contribution to the overall performance of the offering. Leadership across the value chain is provided by a single person, typically the founder or senior sponsor when referring to a startup. In the majority of circumstances, the number of resources are limited due to financial constraints, as we would expect within a startup, or to limit risk within a large enterprise. This cross-discipline group comes together to form the ideal offering team. The team develops a direct connection with the end customer. Any member of the team receives direct and unsanitized feedback from the customer, whether it be good, bad or indifferent. The close connection with the customer enables the team to respond quickly to such feedback throughout the entire life cycle. As an enterprise grows, their organizational model starts to change. In many instances, overall management is transferred to a discipline lead or manager with responsibility for day-to-day activities. Moving away from a horizontal view across the entire value chain to a specific discipline to remain focused as the discipline becomes more complex. At a certain moment, each discipline develops their own gravity, becoming an autonomous organizational entity with their own goals and priorities. The fracturing of the end-to-end approach to creating value interrupts the flow of work. Siloed working becomes common, as their focus moves away from a single common customer to the next discipline in the value chain. Concepts of co-ownership, co-creation and co-delivery are broken as the growingly complex organization becomes inwardly focused on dealing with handover between the disciplines. More often than not, the organization will transition to a vertical model structure with individual disciplines acting as mini-entities, formally adopting a project-based structure that will see individual projects allocated their own annual investment budgets and targets. As these mini-entities grow in size and influence, enterprises typically introduces dedicated investment procedures. The new funding and investment procedure that emerge form part of a complex internal marketplace, as an individual discipline competes for investment. It is at this stage, we should conclude that the three core competencies of organizational agility become very difficult to identify. Aligned iterative ways of working towards a single offering, product or service, customer centricity, growth mindset. Reverting back to a product line structure, managed through a single agile portfolio, will ensure product roadmaps are aligned with coordinated release plans and a comprehensive method for tracking progress and measuring performance against targets within a strategic investment framework. Shifting to a product line structure, managed through a single agile portfolio, will create a decentralized and continuous funding model. The creation of a living business case will ensure both capabilities and financial elements of the product line are adapting to the current state of play. Shifting to a product line structure, managed through a single agile portfolio, will create an iterative delivery mechanism. Investment in innovation, great ideas, are made more frequently, which are exploited through a continuous assessment and adjustment cycle, which takes account of unforeseen challenges and emerging opportunities and invaluable direct customer feedback. Shifting to a product line structure, managed through a single agile portfolio, will ensure stable and long-lasting teams are formed. Teams are formed of cross-disciplined, or cross-functional, staff with the appropriate domain experts, who are responsible for the entire life cycle of the offering, product or solution. Shifting to a product line structure, managed through a single agile portfolio, will result in reduced administration costs. Empowering the product line team enables quicker decision-making and reduces the need for external administration support staff and processes. Continuing to operate with a project model will have an impact on the organization's ability to mature their adoption of the following agile principles. Work is undertaken across multiple autonomous disciplines, making it difficult to align priorities and ensure real value is delivered as a series of incremental features. Relying on face-to-face communication alone isn't possible. Communication between multiple disciplines requires greater dependency on digital tools and synchronization ceremonies to keep track of the complex and interdependent activities. Individual disciplines receive different goals, which may not always align with the overall program, where otherwise continuity and a sense of co-ownership and co-creation play an important role in improving motivation. It is difficult for individual discipline teams to measure their true effectiveness when the real value is the output of a combination of a number of fragmented discipline teams. The work of many discipline teams feed into another team before it is presented to the customer for appraisal. This serial approach is lengthy and complex. The best of everything is difficult to achieve when ownership is scattered across a number of discipline teams. Individual discipline teams are stood up and stood down on a regular basis. Rarely does an individual team last more than 12 months. Individual discipline teams may define technical excellence in different ways, influenced by different operational and commercial objectives. Managing change is a complex task when the work is distributed across a number of discipline teams. Solutions emerge from daisy-chaining the output from a series of discipline teams. This is both time-consuming and represents a complex project management task. Agreeing what a working solution is, and measuring it in a consistent manner across multiple discipline teams represents a complex project management task. Limited knowledge sharing, co-ownership, co-creation, co-delivery or co-support characteristics are absent. Here we show how a product line structure, representing a single portfolio, is broken into several horizontally focused cross-discipline teams. Known as feature teams, they are formed from securing resources from the central community of practices, define and measure their own individual investment and benefits model to help with prioritization and performance measurement purposes. A single product owner is able to support a single or multiple teams, providing clear direction on the prioritization of work and acting as the primary voice of the customer, whilst being supported by the Scrum Master who is responsible for aligning interdependencies and resource matters. This highly customer-centric structure reintroduces many of the behavioral characteristics of a startup. Increased agility allows the enterprise to respond more quickly to emerging opportunities and deal with performance challenges more effectively as a result of increased decision-making efficiency. Newly empowered teams choose to only work on the highest priority items to dramatically reduce their context switching, and through greater customer engagement many enterprises see the motivation and energy levels increase. During this short video we have introduced you to a number of topics that promote the migration from a project to a product line organizational and operating model as part of an organizational agility transformation program. Organizational value chain, customer engagement, leadership shifts, discipline structures, organizational growth, emerging mini entities, projects and product line comparison, the 12 principles adoption challenges. We then concluded with an example of a customer-centric product line structure, demonstrating how a portfolio is typically broken down multiple feature teams each consisting of several disciplines. We hope that you have found this introduction helpful. Please like the video to help us promote the sharing of these best practices. For more information, please visit www.monetical.com. Thank you for watching.